You too. BigH Trucking. Coming to you from one of my favorite petros. One of my favorite. I got a few favorites, but here in Girard, Ohio, I'm in between I-80 and I-76, 680. Always got food going. Last night I jumped in here. I got in here about 9 o'clock, and I had the whole parking lot basically to myself. I could park anywhere I want, front, back. This place is big. We got a Pilot across the street and a Mr. Fuel across the street. Now they just added a truck wash. I know it's probably been there for a few months. They opened up a yellow building there. I'm waving to a fellow Prime driver parked next to me. All right, here's the story, folks. I've got another small issue with the Peterbilt. I've got a antifreeze leak coming out of my top hose. So thank God I've got a tool set on board. So I cinched him down. I actually I've been watching it because I'm going to leave like in an hour to get to my 90 up in Leesport, Pennsylvania. But I noticed that in the clamp itself there's a hairline crack in the clamp, and thank God the sun angle was in the right direction, because I saw, as I was tightening it down, I saw it starting to open up. I seemed to have stopped the leak momentarily, and it didn't leak a tremendous amount, but this is why you do your vehicle walk around before you leave. Notice walking around that it was wet underneath my truck. It was red. It looked like it wasn't sitting there for days on end. It looked fresh. So I really took out my flashlight. You got to get yourself a bright flashlight. I got I think an 1800. It's I don't know what the brand name. It's an Energizer flashlight at a Home Depot. It takes 6 AA batteries. This thing is as bright as the sun. So I started looking around, saw where the drips were on the bottom. I worked my way from the bottom up to the top, and I noticed exactly where it was coming out. It was dripping out only when your truck is stationary. It was leaking out of the top hose, first clamp. So I grabbed my tool set. It's a 7/16 if anybody's interested in, and I would advise to, because of the hot and cold, the expansion and contraction of the hose and the clamp, it's going to loosen up. And so I cinched it, like I said, I cinched it a little bit, had my flashlight in the sun with me, and I sort of, the clamp like has no more room. And I started the split. Again, after I drop off tonight, I'm going to I'm going to head up to Pittston once again. This is not a major, it's not major, so I'm not stressing out. But guys, this is like my 5th issue with this truck in a row. I mean, like I said, I cannot link more than a couple days before I find another issue or another issue arises. It's really bothering me. So when I go back to Pittston, complete the rest of the PM. I've got the fuel filters installed. I'm going to do the oil filters, the oil, all new hose clamps. And I noticed walking around today, I didn't see it yesterday, there's a nail in the trailer tire, but I'm not losing any air. But you know what, when it goes back to Pittston, I'll let them know and they'll change that tire out. But so that's my plans. Deliver tonight at 8 o'clock. And from there I go up to Pittston and spoke to my dispatch. We are, he put my PTA till tomorrow and the PTA out till tomorrow night. Him and I had a little conversation via email today, and he's like, dude, the bright news is you're catching all this stuff. It's that radiator leak. If I just neglected it and not looked, that could have turned into something humongous. So that's why it's so important, guys, to do your walk-arounds, to look at things thoroughly, look for any wetness, anything along those lines indicate there's a problem somewhere. So other than that, I'm sitting here. I'm gonna blow off another hour before I pull up to the a fuel island, stock up on my DEF, and put about 60 gallons of fuel in here. And top off the reefer, of course. So that's it. So I just want to report that BigH Trucking has got another little minor setback. Nothing to lose my cool over. It's a minor setback. Truck's running, starts up. No check engine light, no wrenches, and we continue the saga. This is like this. I should make it. This should become a soap opera. But after this, I just want to run. I just want to run. I want a clean run. I've been watching the weather. Out west is supposed to be absolutely nuts with the snow. One storm after another. So anybody traveling through the mountains out there, just slide on caution. There's going to be a lot of snow in the mountains, in the passes, and the rains in the valley. So be careful out there. East Coast seems to be going to be quiet. Nothing major coming up in the next few days. So that's it. Sun's beautiful. It's absolutely a beautiful day here in Ohio. And there's another Prime truck, BLC, carrying for Prime. He's come from the west because that truck is salted out to the max. Needs a wash. But anyway, guys, just want to let you guys know what's going on. I know I'm rambling on and not making any sense, but we found some stuff. We're going to take care of the stuff tonight when I pull in, get it covered, and we go from there. So with that being said, I'm out. I'm over. I'm out. As I always say, stay safe, make great decisions, and get out and look. Because you'll be amazed at what you'll find if you take your time and use the sun and a flashlight to your advantage. Check your hose clamps on the radiator. Carry a tool set, like a little Craftsman tool set. Enough tools to tighten stuff down. Whatever I can do, I'll do. The rest of it goes in the shop. So it makes me think too, before I sign off here, that I need to change my fuel filters every 30,000 miles to be on the safe side. I need to. Now I'm going to be getting new hose clamps, which is really cheap, put on my truck every year and a half, because there was, again, expansion and contraction. They loosen them, they whittle their way out. I don't know if you guys are encountering this stuff, but BigH encounters everything else that nobody else has a problem with. So with that being said, have a great day, stay safe.